Shalom, this is Asharaban Yasharala out of Lionsden Camp, located in Jacksonville, Florida. First and foremost, I would like to give our praise and honor and glory to the Father and the Son, in the proper true return, the Paleo Hebrew. Kal Halam La, Yahweh, Bashim Shai, Bashim, Harakak Kodash Ma'amath. Also, double honors to the elders, Apostle GMS, and double honors to my elders as well, Aharawan Masharala. Peace and blessings one third, and salutation for elect. This is going in on, cluelessness, man. Two-thirds of our people, like one I said in the lab video, man, um, they will hear something like the dollar's gonna collapse. Knowing that it has happened before, man, with 1930, the Great Depression, knowing that it has happened before, that a currency it crashes, man. This is a fiat currency on top of that, meaning it has no backing. It's not backed by gold, it's not backed by silver, it's not backed by anything that can be exchanged for it. All right. So once you have $1 million, you just have $1 million of debt. You don't have nothing. You just have a million a million of paper. The best thing you can do with it is turn it into fire, or some suits, or whatever. But yeah, that's because ultimately this place America has minded that they have everything else to feel about and quote unquote worry about, even though they're not, their minds and their hearts are caught up in this world. It's caught up in Esau's wilderness and confusion, Babylon. That's why this place, America, got to be destroyed, man. It's a place of confusion, Babylon, once again. The great whore. So I'm gonna get this to St. John chapter 12, verse 39. It says, "Therefore they could not believe because that Isaiah said again, He hath blinded their eyes and hardened their heart, that they should not see with their eyes, nor understand with their heart, and be converted, and I shall heal them. These things said Isaiah when he said his glory and spake of him. Nevertheless, among the chief rulers also many believed on him, but because of the Pharisees they did not confess him, lest they should be put out of the synagogue. For they love the praise of men more than the praise of Yahweh." Ultimately, of course, they understand the Lord. They have to see it, to understand. But of course, they're not gonna go against their men pleasers, man. Two-thirds of people are men pleasers, man. They doing it for themselves. They doing it for other people, or they just don't care because they know. Ultimately, shoot, I'll say this more so, but this for the men pleasers though. This for the ones that constantly see what's going on across the earth and choose not to acknowledge it and choose to acknowledge their oppressor more so, being Esau, the Caucasian race. They rather go against this, but still envy their oppressor Esau, man. This is one that's really kind of clueless, man. For the scriptures, I mean, most things in the scriptures are well, some things in the scriptures you have parables, prophecy, meat, and of course you got the milk. You got something that's just for verbatim, but even stuff in Proverbs or Psalms people can't really decipher or whatever, because ultimately it's not given unto them, or they don't care, or they don't know, or once again it's not given unto them. So this is Matthew chapter 13:13. All right, it says actually I'm starting at 12. It says no, I started 13. It says therefore speak I to them in parables, because they see not, and hearing they hear not, either do they understand. So kind, man. You have your men please with Isaiah, um ultimately just going into they understand they what they're saying, but shoot they still went against it. They care more about what their oppressor thinks than what the Most High thinks, man. That's how it is. It's so weird that the Most High, the creator of the heavens and the earth, you care more about the oppressor that's oppressing you and giving you hell than the creator of the universe, man, and the earth, and the creator, the person that's allowing you to exist right now. All right. It says, "For whosoever have to him shall be slacky. Therefore I speak out to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not." Slacky says, "Neither do they understand." It says, "In them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah. It says, by hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive. For this people's heart is waxed gross, their ears are dull of hearing, their eyes they have closed. Lest at any time they shall see with their eyes or hear with their ears." All right, and shall understand with their heart. All right. So this is ultimately the time now, man. Our people don't have the eyes to hear, the eyes to see, the ears to hear, and they don't have the mind. They don't have the heart to understand, because the only thing they're gonna think about is, shoot. I would They think about other people's judgment. They think about jail or freedom. They think about money or poverty. They think about infamy, or fame. They care about the world ultimately. They don't care about the Lord. They want to have the dainties of the Lord. I'm sorry, they want to have the dainties of the world, not of the Lord. So ultimately their mind is not set on the heavens. It's not set on above. It is set on below. So simply, they can understand, man. Yeah, that's why you talk about that to somebody, to tell to somebody, and they be like, "Oh, okay," and they just walk off. That's crazy. You're like, you gonna just hear that and just walk? They must got bills to pay or something, or kids to raise, or a woman or a man to woo. Because you tell that to a man or woman, and they just disregard it, man. They feel like they're doing something way more important than that. When that comes down to the earth, to the earth's salvation. All right. Because to our people's salvation ultimately, because the earth is going to be utterly uninhabitable through the thermonuclear destruction of this place. 200 million ICBMs hitting this place, man. Intercontinental ballistic missiles. All right. But it says, verse 16 says, "But blessed are your eyes, for they see, your ears for they hear." So come on, for the elect and for the 1/3, blessed are their eyes because they can see and hear. But for the 2/3 and heathens, shoot, you might count them out. They don't need to hear nothing we saying, man. I mean, shoot, we can tell them you want to, shoot. Yeah, we are. If you're a man of the Lord, you in the highways and byways, you're gonna tell everybody in front of you, no matter what they look like, because we don't know who our people are. You can look like a Elamite, but be a Ephraimite. You can look like a Hamite, actually be a Levite or whatever. You can like this and that. Be a Jake. This is Revelation chapter 16:13. It says, "And I saw three unclean clean spirits like frogs come out the mouth of the dragon, and out the mouth of the beast, and out the mouth of the prophet." Man. So out of the military, the money, and in the religious system, you gonna see our people worrying about these three things more than anything else, man. They're worrying about what America is doing patriotically. They're gonna worry about what's going on with their money, or what's going on with the money, um, whether it's a job, or whether it's getting accepted for a job, or getting money for their family, this and that, so on and so forth. Or they're gonna be worrying about their church congregation, because that church congregation is just it's a whorehouse ultimately, but it is one of the worst things that happen to our people, because on top of that being a whorehouse, it feels so good to them. It feels very good to them. It feels like dopamine, because they feel good. Just I do see a lot of Jake talk about that now, about how it's open that these churches is straight up stealing your money. Y'all still going to them. They just they truly unclean spirits, like frogs come out their mouth. Come out the mouth of the dragon, or well, for them, the false prophet. But nonetheless, yeah, they're totally deluded. You know, they have not the mind of the elect. They have not the mind of they're not chosen for that. So they're gonna do what the Lord is commanding them. That's be 2/3. Best for the honor, best for the dishonor, man. That's ultimately Esau. Well, shoot, that's 2/3 too. Shoot. Dishonor, man. The dishonorable vessel. Yeah, for ones that have a clueless mentality and slave mentality, the Stockholm syndrome. This is Numbers chapter 14, verse 2. It says, "And all the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron, and the whole congregation said unto them, Will Yahweh that we had died in the land of Egypt, or would Yahweh we had died in the wood in this wilderness? And wherefore hath the Lord brought us unto this land to fall by the sword, that our wives and our children should be prey? Were it not better for us to return unto Egypt?" And they said one to another, "Let us make a captain, and let us return into Egypt." All right. So, kind of, man, this is the mindset of 2/3 of our people. They would rather return to their captivity because what brother Zariah say, the three hots in the cot. Hey man, you get everything you need and everything you needed to be supplied to you. You're gonna feel like you're in heaven. You're in the place you need to be, even though you're in hardcore bondage slavery. Um, so I mean, shoot, that's how they built the freaking pyramids, man. They use our people, men, women, and children, as slaves, as robots or zombies, as you would say, basically having complete control over our minds and allow them to do anything. Because of course, people think that pyramids are built by aliens, and nah, it's built by a sweat labor. So and of course that what's the word? Two things. There's nothing new under the sun. So just cause we doing something different, like technology is being invented, just because that is invented doesn't mean that it didn't have technology back then. Technology is just it can be anything like boats, spears, whatever, this and that. On top of that, they believe our 2,000 years ago, our people was they believe 2,000 years ago everyone was barbaric. That is the stigma for Esau. Esau has always been a barbarian, but of course he's still quote unquote he's still wiser than Daniel. He's a deceiver, you know. Of course, I believe like phones and telephones and light bulbs and so that was created by Jake and everything. But ultimately, well, shoot, I think the smartphone was invented by Jake too, so it had to be. It could be aiming or something, It could be a Philistine, whatever. But nonetheless, um, yeah, they weren't barbaric. That's how they built it. They were treated like robots and zombies. Did everything Master told them to do, and so on and so forth. But nonetheless, this is the mindset of our people because they'd rather be treated like robots and slaves and zombies than be treated like children of Israel. And instead of constantly endure for the Lord Yahweh by side, they would rather get their three hots in the cot and call it a day. All right, and not care about anything else. But lastly, this is Jeremiah chapter 51:6. It says, "Flee out the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in their iniquity." So come, man. This is where two other people are definitely they're definitely in this place of iniquity, Babylon, the great whore. They're leaning on every thought that Babylon has. They want to know everything that this that the mirth shows, everything that this jest shows. The actors, the media, whatever's important to them. Probably the money. Money or entertainment. Um, it's called the military. Their hope, their faith, right there. Or more so, of course, their religious belief. All right, the three unclean spirits. They believe and linger on them because that's where their hope relies in. But of course, if your hope relies on something you can see, there's no hope at all. That's feeble and it's physical and it can be corrupted and it can be destroyed. All right. All right, it says, "Be not cut off in iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense." He will render this great whore of Babylon a recompense. We'll get that word. So come, man. It says, "For this is the time of the Lord's Yahweh Bashim Shai, vengeance." All right, vengeance, of course, is revenge, to give back. Vengeance, man. So to avenge, because that's revenge or avenge is really it's both. But shoot, Esau definitely is a evil murderer, just about, man, and the Lord need to give this place vengeance. He need to give our people vengeance because of what Esau has done. It says he will render, that means give unto our recompense a reward, and their reward is the sword. All right. So, this is what Esau deserves, man. He didn't deserve nothing but vengeance. He deserved nothing but um, the sword, man. It's nothing that you can give to him, man. Because of what Esau is doing currently, what he has done to our people, and how our people have had these mindsets in the first place, and and right now at least, they just believe everything's willy nilly, don't matter, this and that. They care about money, and they're fully in the matrix. They don't care, But soon, very soon, the Lord's gonna make them care. He's gonna make them. He's gonna show them where they fell very short from, and you're gonna have to get right then and there. It's gonna be too late. But Lord willing, this will edify a lesson, and with that, so shalom.